Pour the brothers bond.
Being around you drives me nuts.
Is the pug snoring?
Not being around you drives me nuts.
Grab your wine glass and sit with your sweetie. Time to listen to Ash and the titular PD. Drunk
Like I got a traveler in me.
need to feed on blood like I'm addicted to type B. It's not a typo, I'm type A on the flow. Ties a hype beast, put a chain on the dough. Roll up the vervain, roll Spain in the cup. Turn my humanity off, not giving up.
Heck,
Other side sucking people up like twisters.
Bonnie's the anchor.
Jeremy's gonna miss her. The bro swap places, Rick's back in the mix.
What's gonna happen on Vampire Diaries season 6?
How is the summer almost over? And yet, I feel like I got nothing done.
Hello, welcome to the Vampire Diaries, the Vampire Diaries podcast where a guy, that's me, is watching the series for the first time with a superfan, that's Ash, sitting right across from me, who has seen every episode. I'm the titular PD. Let's just say I put the PD in Vampire. I was checking to see if I was wearing my Vampire shirt. I'm not. But you can get that merch online, okay?
I was wearing mine yesterday.
Please call me Pete, and I'm here with my co-host and co-parent Ash. Ash, hello.
Hello.
We do have merch. We wear it often.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We even have merch of the very pug that we hear snoring sometimes. Oh, no, we don't. No.
And some sums.
We have it of Summer, who snored in the past.
In the beginning seasons.
So if you go to TeePublic and look for the high dive stuff, and there's a link in these comments or whatever it's called.
Today
the description.
I used a different water bottle that I haven't used in a while, and I saw my Steady Standing Stelena sticker on it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. So yeah, I'm glad you brought up the merch.
We have Steady Standing Stelena merch on there as well.
Yeah.
We have Pug merch, Vampire merch, Steady Standing Stelena, which I think only we say that.
Ooh-wee. Yeah.
I don't think that's in the fandom. I think we put that in the fandom.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that.
Ash, speaking of things that are related to Mystic Falls, we have a sponsor, as you know.
Okay, yes.
And do you know what our sponsor is, by the way? Not the language learning app. Do you remember our other sponsor, our new one?
No, not at all. I only know vernacular.
We do not name that anymore. We don't.
Right.
That's the language learning solution that we don't name.
No, I forget.
It had more problems than solutions.
Can you give me a clue?
I can. On the next episode of MFPD Red.
Oh.
The television show, MFPD Red.
MFPD Red is just a show.
Yep. A fight. It's obviously, I mean, we've seen it. We also watch this show, MFPD Red. It's a cop show. It's a procedural. On the next episode.
Refresh my memory.
Well, I'll just tell you about the next episode.
Oh, okay,
Because
perfect.
we watched an episode recently, so I'll tell you what's happening on the next episode.
Okay, that's what I need.
A fight on the Mystic Falls High School basketball court leaves one of Jimmy Vane, as you know, he's one of the main characters.
Of course.
Him and
Andrew.
him and Detective Sipanex.
Oh, yes, Stephen.
Jimmy Vane's daughter's Kelly's friend's dead, and the other one in jail for manslaughter. But did Jimmy see the suspect flash fangs? Meanwhile, Sipanex is convinced that a man knows more about his wife's death in a shooting on the Wickery Bridge than he is letting on. Plus, drugs are being run via delivery from out of the Mystic Grill kitchen. Who's to blame? Is Matt complicit? Tune into MFPD Red, now streaming on NetFang.
Okay, the writer of the show did a good job of coming up with the name Sipanex. I really appreciate that. And also, what a great spin-off.
Yes. Well, you know, on NYPD Blue, not saying that MFPD Red is anything like NYPD Blue.
No, not at all.
There is a detective, Sipowicz.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
So, Dennis Franz portrayed Detective Sipowicz.
I didn't even know Sipowicz was a thing.
So in Mystic Falls, Sipanex. And as we learned...
It's funny without even knowing that.
As we learned last week, we were wondering if anyone on MFPD Red was going to show their butt. which obviously Dennis Franz showed his butt on NYPD Blue.
We were wondering that last week?
We were last week. We and you know what? We still haven't gotten to that episode of MFPD Red. So we'll sip a next. Maybe he'll show something different. I don't know. Because it's not the same show.
Right.
And it's not even really based on that show. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, like, procedurals. I could say Law and Order.
In your life, how many episodes of NYPD Blue have you seen?
I think just the butt one. Ash, speaking of episodes tonight, season 6, episode 13, The Day I Tried to Live. Mm-hmm. Cold open. It's breakfast time.
The best time. I love breakfast.
Bonnie is making breakfast in 1994. She's listening to Check Yourself Before You Wreck Yourself. Mm-hmm. And it's her birthday.
Check yourself.
And she burns up the calendar. She's mad.
Yeah.
Because I think every day is the same day, but she counts.
But, yeah, you can keep
the
track
days.
by counting them. Yeah.
It's always that eclipse day, from my understanding.
Yeah, you're right.
Jeremy is lifting weights, listening to the same song.
Yeah, I like the follow through or whatever.
Okay, here's my question now. Is he working out in the garage that Bonnie later tries to kill herself in?
No.
Okay. A lot of garage imagery.
Because he's not in the Salvatore garage, is he?
I don't know. Where's he at? And is Bonnie in the Salvatore garage?
Yeah.
Then maybe it's the same garage. Maybe it was a tale of two ports, carports.
Actually, I never thought of that.
Eagle-eyed fans, let us know.
Uh-oh.
All right. Elena.
Even if it's not like the same, it's like an allegory or something, where it's like similar but different.
Yeah. I don't think it's Al Gore. I think it's an inconvenient truth that we don't remember it. Okay, so Elena. That's what I'm wondering, because Elena pulls up in a car. Mm-hmm. So it's like, where's she pulling up to?
I mean, Damon. I mean, who are we talking about?
Jeremy's
definitely in a garage.
Yeah.
I don't think he's at the Bros Mansion though.
Okay. She has balloons and birthday stuff. It's Bonnie's birthday. Bonnie would have wanted them to celebrate without her. Really? Okay. I guess she's celebrating by herself. I don't know. Jeremy is depressed about throwing her a party without her there. Elena is mad that Jeremy tossed his art school application.
Mm-hmm. I love when they just introduce a storyline just like in this dialogue with no...
Right.
Like they don't even show us the application. We don't see the scene. It just gets mentioned. It's kind of funny.
The way I watch this show, I'm like, oh, I must have forgotten all the times Jeremy was drawing.
He did draw.
Okay, did he?
Yeah, for sure. But I don't think we haven't seen him draw in a long time, especially since Bonnie's been gone.
So it's like...
It's bringing it back from a while. Like, usually they will, like, tease something where you're like, you see his art notebook on the counter, and you're like, oh, yeah, he does draw.
And you know what? We started the show, and I really don't think there was a previously on. Mm-hmm. But I think, when you make a previously on, you do hit clips, even if it's from way back when.
Yeah.
So it would be like Jeremy sketching or something.
Yeah. You guys know that I'm bad at remembering characters' names, especially not big characters. But there's that girl he dated, like, way back, and they, like, would hang out in the library and stuff. Mm. He was drawing a lot more then. And that's like season 2, maybe. 2 or 3.
I wish we got to see his drawings, and they were like the Napoleon Dynamite drawings.
Yeah. Or what about the ones from Superbad?
Yeah, that'd be good too. It's like you have real potential, Jeremy.
We love all these
members.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even want to say it.
All these members of the family. All right. I wonder, did Elena give him the application and he threw it away, or did he print it out just to throw it away? Oh, which goes to my story, which I don't know. I must have told this on the podcast before. Eagle-eyed listeners, let me know. I was at work back in the before times when I went to the office.
Right.
Someone printed something. The paper comes off the printer, whooshes out, goes straight into the shredder. And this is not some TikTok thing. This is not something I saw on a meme. I saw this in real life.
Mm-hmm. And you didn't like set it up so it would happen. It just
not a lot of people saw it. I just happened to look over, and it was fully half a basketball court away from me, basically. Not that I worked on a basketball court, but I'm saying
I always assumed it was really close to you.
no, it was so far away, and there no one else saw it. So it was just a private joy. Mm-hmm. And I always will remember that.
And you think about it a lot, and it brings you joy every time.
Yes, and I posted about it on a social media site, so it comes up in my memories on that site, and I celebrate it every time.
Yeah, that is really lucky.
I was just laughing. I almost got up and did like a clap, like by myself, just like.
And then I also wonder, like, has that happened other times and no one has witnessed it? Because
tree falling in the forest.
Right, like and also like the positioning of those things.
Yes.
Maybe just people are like, oh my gosh, our printer just really sucks. And it's like, actually,
like,
it's all in the shredder.
It like misses every third page or something.
Yeah.
And you know what? Trees are just a lot of slices of paper stacked up.
True. So
it's kind of tree falling in the woods and paper whooshing into the sweater. What's it called?
Shredder.
Yeah. Same thing. That's like the new philosophical question.
But there is like, a TikTok or whatever, like these groups of guys that try to like make these intentional things happen.
I know.
Like that would be a thing that they would try to set up, but this was not a setup.
Yeah, for sure it was not. And then I've even seen some kind of meme where it's like, my bill's on payday or something. And so it's just a piece of paper on purpose being printed to go straight into the shredder. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's how it hits on payday. Or whatever,
right.
Yeah.
But no, this was just real life.
This was IRL. And speaking of memes, you see a picture on the internet and then the caption is like, not a phone in sight. Everyone just enjoying. That was me.
Right.
Not a phone in sight. Just witnessing. Imprinted on my memory. And now I'm putting it on wax.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I was there because you've told me so many times and I don't get tired of hearing about it.
And you all now have this document that you can replay whenever you're feeling sad.
Yeah. And then when we're really old and we listen back to this podcast to remember what happened in our lives and conversations we've had, we will have this memory.
Yeah, in fact, mark this, play it on my deathbed, please. That anecdote.
No.
Why not? I'm putting it in the will right now. All right, I just put it in there.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Okay, Jeremy, his portfolio is good, Elena says. But
with no reference to it.
He's not going to art school without Bonnie being okay.
Okay, sure.
I mean, I'm just reporting the news. Caroline is calling her mom, which we don't see Forbes. I don't even know if we hear her voice. Maybe.
No.
Faking like she's checking on a recipe, but she has already made the cake, but she's really just checking it on her
she's just
mom.
having an excuse to check it on her mom. I'm glad we don't see Sheriff Forbes this episode, but we do know she's still alive.
Yeah.
Because it's been like really heavy Sheriff Forbes lately.
Yeah.
It's good to switch it up.
Stefan is there, and they see the stuffed bear, Miss Cuddles, I believe. And the eyes follow Caroline around the room. It's a creepy bear. Miss Cuddles is from 1994 that Bonnie sent back that initially had Bonnie's magic in it. Am I getting that right? But in the past, Caroline bear-napped Miss Cuddles and buried it. And Caroline is now dead set on finding not this bear that was sent from 94, but the past bear that she buried.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just because, and she says this, but just so she can have some sort of control over her life.
Yes. Because Caroline's mom is dying. Her best friend is in an alternate universe, but that bear is buried in the woods. So
yeah, I mean, I relate to Caroline like that. Like, all right, I can't do this. I can't worry about that right now. So I'm just gonna clean the house. Like,
sure,
just do what I can. That's what I can handle. That's what I'm in charge of.
Yep.
Feels good to be able to be in control of what you can be.
Definitely, and yeah, just take hold of those very things. Mm-hmm. Damon has cupcakes for Bonnie. Elena walks in. You know, this is the Bros Mansion. They have the nice kitchen.
Yeah.
Where Bonnie is also at, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Elena bites the cupcake seductively. Mm-hmm. Damon wipes the frosting. They talk about their kiss. They're happy about it. They smooch some more.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying Elena drove up and then she saw Jeremy and now she's in the house?
Stranger things have happened.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes they just still don't do a good job of establishing where things are.
No, that must be the first thing. Like, the episode's not 42 minutes 30 seconds. It's 44 minutes 18 seconds. Get rid of all the establishing shots. They know where we're at.
Yeah.
They know.
They don't care where they are.
And then I'm watching like, where are we at?
Right. It makes sense. Like, I don't really watch it like that because I'm thinking about it as, like, just what is happening. But for you, you're trying to type out what is happening and where so that we can have this podcast.
Yes.
So you're always like, where are they? I'm like, oh, wait, huh? I don't know. I wasn't even looking. Like, I don't always pay attention to that part. It's not always important to the story, but I think it is important when you're retelling the show. So I forget to pay attention to the locations.
For sure. Yeah, it's just part of my flow. Mm-hmm. Kai is there.
Yeah.
He's post-merge.
Mm-hmm.
He needs their help to give a letter to Joe. He was / is a sociopath, and he enjoyed that.
Right.
But, and he had no guilt or love, though. Mm-hmm. However, since the merge, he has some traits of Luke's.
Right. Which they had explained that would happen when their dad was talking about merging with his bro.
Yeah. Yeah, his dad was like, yeah, I have my brother's gambling debt now. And my beard's a little different.
And I now only drink Diet Coke.
Used to go Coke heavy.
We have pug snores also.
So he's feeling bad for the first time. He wrote a letter to Joe. Water pooled in his eyes like an alien excreting fluids.
I know. I don't like this part because it's like so dramatic when he's talking about that he was crying.
And he obviously would know what crying is.
Yeah, obviously he would know what crying is. He's not like, I've never seen this before. Like, no. Just because you've never cried doesn't mean you don't understand it. Like, relax.
Yeah.
He could have just been like, and then I cried for the first time ever.
He could have. A better version of this is a social media heavy episode, but there's a cartoonist that I follow on Instagram who has these like aliens who describe human behavior, and this sounds more like that. Where it'd be like, I am observing a thing that is making my eyes excrete fluid. That would
Right.
be more in tune with these aliens.
Yeah, he was saying it like that. He's never seen it before or experienced it. But it's like, no, man, you've seen people cry a lot.
Yeah, when you're stabbing them.
Yeah.
All right,
When you're chasing them around.
So he was doing the whole thing of you write a letter and then you burn it, or you type out an email and don't accidentally send it to your coworker.
Yeah, leave the 2-line blank or send it to yourself.
But that doesn't make it real. I gotta feel it.
Really?
I gotta feel. Yeah. No, I don't actually do this.
I was like, what?
You gotta be like, and you even have to hover over the send button.
You think people get that crazy with it?
Oh, yeah.
That's how they make mistakes.
Yep.
No way. I've certainly sent, like, written things and then been like, oh, actually, maybe change it. And I'll still send a message, but maybe change how I wrote it. But you don't ever put it in the 2 line. That's
No.
going to get you caught up. But yes, he does the thing where he wrote a letter to Joe, then he wanted to burn it so he would feel better. He said he got this idea from Google. And then he was like, but then I was still feeling feelings. So, I like this honesty part. I like that he's, like, showing that Luke is living through him in a way. He's bringing him some humanity. And then now he's not so much of a evil person. He's a little less evil.
For now, yeah. He wants to tell Joe he's sorry for destroying his family. Can Elena look past Kai's faults like she did with Damon? And Elena wants something in return for
It's
helping
interesting
Kai.
that he compares himself to Damon. Though, like, you're like, oh, how are they the same? But also Damon has killed, like, ruthlessly and without feeling before also.
True.
So, but you like when you think about comparing Damon and Kai, you're like, no way, they're so different. But they've done not 2 different things.
Yeah, they
Not 2
even
different
have,
of things.
They even have similar mid-aughts irony, sense of humor
Yeah, true.
/ speaking styles.
A little, like, yeah, sarcastic.
Which, if they're however old they are in the 2000s, they must be Gen X. They're not millennials.
No, they're not millennials.
So we're watching a friggin' show about Gen X's? That's crazy. But also both Kai and Damon are way older.
Right. But they play younger. Like, they're playing, like, high school.
Well, Damon is 500 years old and Kai is 40.
Right. But Kai got frozen at his age.
Is at least Elena like an elder millennial or something, or who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I think we could sit here and do the math and figure out when she was born, but I don't want to.
We don't. What do we know? What year? Okay.
Yeah, we know what year they graduated high school and all that, but
We don't have it in front of us.
no, right now.
We need a statistician with us. Okay.
I'll have to refer to my notes.
Enzo and Matt are going to perv out on co-eds. That's what they're there for.
Yeah, perfect.
Their words, not mine. That reminds me of a story. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, they see the real Sarah Salvatore. We had the whole Monique thing happen.
What do you notice? What's the first thing you notice about the Sarah Salvatore?
I noticed that they use the same shot of her doing the camera, like 2 times here, and then later when we see her again, she's doing like the exact same, like, not that they did several takes of it, they maybe had 2 camera angles of it. Yeah.
She's doing the same exact thing, and her hair is whipping to the right the same exact way repeatedly. It's like that's the only thing she knows how to do is go like that.
I think they just shot it once and they were like,
Uh-oh,
oh no,
we need more.
we didn't shoot this enough, we'll just play the same footage.
I think so too.
I think if they were cutting on Avid and they put on the dupe detection, that there would be a little line over the video footage.
Oh no, a dupe. It's called dupe detection. That's really funny. I'm surprised you haven't referenced things in your real life and called out dupe detection.
How would I do that?
Like if something looks like they were copying someone else, or like if you repeat yourself.
It would have to be very specific because the dupe detection function on Avid, like, literally points out if the same exact shot or audio is on the timeline. So I would have to see literally the exact same thing in order to even make that connection in my mind.
Right. I feel like that would happen. I feel like our kids or different people would repeat themselves or say the same exact thing.
That's the thing. If there's an interview where they answer the same question in 2 different ways,
What if they said it the exact same way?
nope, dupe detection wouldn't pick it up. It would have to be the same time code, the exact same video, or the exact same audio, not just saying the same thing.
Got it, okay. It's like the same exact clip.
Yes, which is what I'm actually literally saying about
Yeah.
Sarah Salvatore.
No, I know. But I thought that you would apply that maybe to like a real life scenario and be like, oh, dupe detection. Because it sounds funny.
Only if I was watching a movie and then rewatch the movie or something.
Okay.
Because something in real life couldn't do that.
Right.
Yeah. But I think if you applied it to this episode, it would catch it. Because I think they didn't have the footage.
I get it.
What did you notice about her?
The same thing.
Okay. I thought you were trying to find me saying something about her looks or something like that.
No.
Because I just noticed the camera thing.
Me too.
They do exposition about Stefan using her fake death to give Damon guilt, which I don't know if this was ever this clear, but to me at least. But I do know that Enzo is trying to find kind of any way to mess with Stefan,
Right.
because he feels like Stefan does shady business and gets away with it. But Enzo obviously feels some type of way. He was tortured for a long time.
Yeah, Enzo is Team Damon. He doesn't like Stefan. He's jealous of Stefan. But also, like, do you believe Enzo when he says that Stefan didn't tell Damon so that he is guilty? That doesn't seem like a Stefan thing to me. But what do you think?
I don't know. I don't know another...
Like, why else would he keep the information from Damon?
I think he kept the information from every single person but himself to keep Sarah Salvatore safe.
Right, which is what he says, and I agree with that too.
I mean, I just
Not
know...
to make Damon feel guilty, to make him think he killed her.
Yeah, I don't know. I know what Stefan said, I know what Enzo said, and I didn't think of it in a third way. Matt isn't going to be part of this whole Sarah Salvatore thing, and he says for Enzo to just kill him. Mm-hmm. And Enzo doesn't want to kill him, but he does start choking him up, like, I'll kill you. Mm-hmm. And he also threatens Matt's mom. He found her in South Carolina. Was this the VA Beach mom, and now she's in South Carolina?
I was waiting to see if you would remember that you called her VA Beach mom.
Yeah, and it's Julie Cooper, Nicole Cooper.
Right.
She's down in South Carolina. What if I would love if he was
further south.
I would love if he was like, I found her on the West Coast.
I wish Matt was like, she's not in South Carolina, she lives in Virginia Beach. You're wrong.
And then Enzo would be like, you just told me what I needed to know.
Yeah, true.
All right. They need to know, Matt needs to get to know Sarah Salvatore. She's taking photos, as we discussed in length. Mm-hmm. Elena tried to fix the Ascendant, but didn't do a good job. It's too broken to use. Maybe they could send Bonnie a birthday message. Damon tries to guilt trip Kai, and it works. Mm-hmm. Kai brags about how he's mega powerful.
Right.
They want Bonnie to find some magic back there in 1994. And there is a scene after this, between this, but let's just say, where's there a bunch of magic for Bonnie in 1994? She needs to be reminded of Ketsia in Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia.
Which we definitely know where that is now, as we discussed probably 2 years ago.
I know, but now I think, is it driving distance? Because now she's going to what?
She's got to go on a boat or a plane. Mm-hmm. They talk about Catherine and Silas as potential magics, but never mind. Got to do the Nova Scotia trip.
Okay, it is in Canada.
Nice.
And it's like right above Maine. So you can just drive up.
There you go.
There's probably some bridges and stuff.
Okay, so we were all talking about how they flew back with Silas, but maybe they didn't.
Right. But we just assumed they were flying.
Yeah, like how did they get that body on the plane and stuff?
We should have just looked where Nova Scotia is. So, like, here's Canada.
Yep.
It's all the way to top right. North. Well, not fully north, but it's up there near Maine.
Nice. Stop and get a lobster roll on your way.
So it's doable.
Some blueberry jam. Any Maine listeners, shout out. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that scene in between was Ty and Liv. Another drama-filled relationship. So Liv is holding a dress that she was going to wear for the merge ceremony.
Yeah, and then she throws it away, which is like, you don't have to throw it away.
Right, you could sell that.
You could return it, you could sell it, you could still wear it. You're just...
Around a certain time of year, a lot of girls are getting ready for their merge ceremonies. And like, so you could put it on OfferUp, put it on Facebook Marketplace. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of girls about that age. What was it, 21 or 22?
21.
A lot of 21-year-old girls are getting ready for their merge ceremonies.
Yes.
It's very important in a young woman's life. It was the dress she was going to die in.
Yeah.
How could Luke do this? Luke didn't, Kai did. Ty thinks Ty and Kai. Mm-hmm. Kai wants to kill all of the Gemini Coven.
Right, we know this.
Liv is super sad that Luke is gone.
But, like, now that Kai is partially Luke, he's not, like, immediately trying to kill everybody.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Ty, I said, looks old in this scene.
Probably the lighting.
I was like, he's old. He's like 30. Which we are older than that.
How dare you?
He'll help Liv with whatever. Liv wants to kill Kai.
Yeah. Which would kill herself.
This is another one of those things where when you kill the root thing, all the other people die.
Yeah.
Dang.
But she's like, at least I'll know that he's dead. And he can't hurt anybody else. But this is why Ty is so upset, because he's like, otherwise he'd be like, sure, kill Kai. But he doesn't want her to kill Kai, because then she'd be dead too.
That's tough. Caroline is looking for the bear out in the woods.
Right.
Starts digging. Stefan is there too. He doesn't like digging, but Caroline points out that he buries corpses all the time. Mm-hmm. Which every once in a while they say some stuff like that, and you're like, gross.
Yeah, I mean, they always, they'll take a body away and be like, all right, I took care of it.
All right, Liv is doing some magic. Liv and Luke used to play hide and seek. Mm-hmm. And they sound like big cheaters because
right.
They used to be able to see through each other's eyes to where they were hiding.
Yeah, but as long as they agreed on the rule, then it would be kind of fun. Where it's like, I'm going to try to seek you based on what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Then you would probably, stand up against a dark wall. Or go like this. And close your eyes.
I would be watching the episode of NYPD Blue where Dennis Franz shows his butt. So every time. So...
This episode really imprinted on you.
I don't think I actually ever saw it. I think that it was just the big news story. They're like, a butt is going to be on primetime TV. And it's this guy. Wait till you see what this guy looks like.
Okay.
Do you think he's...
I have no idea what his butt looks like.
I'm not going to describe his physical attributes because you know what? He's...
All butts matter.
All butts matter, and he's probably very handsome to some group of people.
Okay.
And he's one of our finest actors, by the way. So I'd be watching that. And then she'd be like... Oh, he's by the...
Why are you talking about this?
He's by the TV. But maybe that would be the trick. I'd have printed out a frame.
You're just looking at a picture.
And she'd go to the TV.
Right, that'd be funny.
And then I'd pop down from the ceiling and be like, gotcha.
That would be good. I would like that. From the ceiling? Not from a closet? You're just on the ceiling?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she can see Damon through Kai's eyes because, of course, Kai has a piece of Luke. I said this POV shot of Damon looking at the camera is pretty cheesy.
Yeah.
She knows they're at the Salvatore house. She knew way better than me the location.
Right.
Ty says if she kills Kai, her whole coven dies. She says, we're dead anyway because Kai will kill everybody. Mm-hmm. This way I can take him with me. Ty is down to help and protect her, and they smooch, but then she fusmatos him, and he falls, and she does this thing where she, like, helps him fall down slowly.
Yeah. And then just leaves him there, though. Which later he's like, you gonna give me a pillow?
Yeah.
Yeah, fusmatos.
Fusmatos. There's a lot of that in this episode. Sarah Salvatore checked the dupe detection. She's taking pictures of the same leaves. Mm-hmm. She throws her water bottle towards a recycling.
I think it's just a trash can.
I checked. I checked that it was recycling.
All right, well, good.
She misses twice. Matt helps her. She's not there on a basketball scholarship. It's not regulation. I like that stuff. Good basketball jokes. Mm-hmm. Basketball b-ball humor.
Yeah, that's good.
Hoops humor. It's a meet cute.
Mm-hmm. But it's a setup. It's a force to meet cute.
He asks her about the camera. She says too much about it, but he doesn't know anything about the camera. I Pete-dicted out loud about the tasteful nudes.
Yeah.
Line.
You're like, that's what you should have said. And then she's like, that's what most people say. And then she said,
that's what all these guys say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you are most guys in this scenario.
I am usually most guys. I would have said, actually now.
That's not true.
I would have flipped the script and been like, what do people want you to take pictures of? And she would have said, Dennis Franz's butt.
I was trying to think of the opposite of tasteful nudes would be like raunchy clothed pictures.
Hey, I'm into that too, to be honest. All right.
That would have been funny.
She turns him down, and so Matt kind of is like, oh, can I be done?
Yeah.
Unlike a shift at the grill, he always closes that.
Yeah, he's trying to just be done with Enzo because it's annoying.
Enzo has other thoughts, says, give me your jacket, wallet, and cell phone. It would be funny if he put on the jacket and, like, started talking on the phone and, like, holding the wallet. It's like, hello, I'm also Matt. To Sarah, like, hello, we just talked earlier. Like,
That would be such a bad plan.
like, hey, we had good chemistry. Let's continue talking.
That's really funny. Enzo's plan is actually good, where he's just like stranded.
Yeah,
and he's actually cold, and he can't leave, and he's like really does need to ask her for help. Like that was smart of Enzo. So this other idea is really bad.
It was good, and like even if she was like,
funny.
Never mind, then Enzo could just roll up and get him, I guess.
Yeah.
But if she was like,
or he would have just left him.
Yeah, but if she was like, if he did have his wallet or whatever, she would have found out, maybe. I don't know. So
and then she'd been like, oh, you're doing another pickup line.
Yeah, just give me that stuff. Kai can send part of these people back into 1994 like the movie Ghost.
Yeah, convenient.
He's sad about what happened to Swayze, which probably was current-ish at that time. Swayze getting sick and dying.
Yeah, was he talking? He said Swayze. Was he talking about in real life or the character?
I would guess Patrick Swayze, who got sick, probably around then.
Yeah,
I think it was probably current.
It was probably around then because that aligned with when I went to the dentist, and I was watching the dentist, and I was watching the news when I was at the dentist, and they talked about him dying. Because him and Michael Jackson died around the same time, I think.
I don't know.
And I was at the dentist both times.
Wow. Hey, don't go to the dentist anymore.
My dentist was bad, and that's why I went there more than once.
Well, don't go to that dentist because you're like killing beloved celebrities when you go there.
It was not a good place. I got a different dentist after that. You remember this story?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that makes sense. That was around that time. Well, let's see. No, that was before we got married. I don't know. Maybe it was.
I remember you having a lot of teeth issues right around when we were getting married, for sure.
And so this was probably a little bit after that.
I also remember being in LA after Michael Jackson died, and they did a huge auction at like the Neverland Ranch. Mm-hmm. And like Paul Scheer went to it for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. Who knows? Certainly anyone with a computer could let us know.
I was wondering though, if he was talking about the character in the movie, or him in real life. But I think you're right. I think it was him in real life. How he died.
This is season 6. The show started in 2006. This could be any time around 2012 or whatever. You could have been married for a bit. So.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he wasn't sad about a movie from the 80s.
Right.
I'm guessing he was
and then he's just finding out because he just came back to the
well, 94 would be post-Ghost anyway.
Right, but now he's finding out about Swayze, so he's just like, oh, but that's so sad about Swayze. Yeah.
I think he was being like of the time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He does a Fuzzmatos. They're in the past. Bonnie is there with the handy cam. I'm sure we talked about that in a past episode.
Yeah, we did, definitely, for sure.
They can't touch anything, and Bonnie can't hear them. She has the Damon tape, and she made tapes with Damon. She has the Damon tape where he's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But actually, if you keep rolling that, she was also hopped in there and made some tapes with him.
Yeah, which I think is like fun for Elena to see like how Damon and Bonnie were like bonding, trauma bonding. You know, like Damon has said that to her, like actually me and Bonnie were really close, or actually I do care about Bonnie, but Elena's like, really? But now she can really see like what he was talking about.
Speaking of Bonnie, she grabs a bottle of Brothers Bond. And Damon exposits that if they couldn't stand being there one more day, they'd drink the whole bottle, then kill themselves.
Yeah, they'd kill the bottle, then kill themselves.
So they set up that time issue for Bonnie.
Now they have to, they're not just sending her a happy birthday message. They're like trying to help her.
A not happy death day.
Yeah, don't die. Don't kill yourself.
Also, is it 1-to-1? It must be. That past 1994 parallels day by day with the current present.
Yeah, everything is a day. Is that what you mean?
No, I mean it's her birth. She counted out that her birthday was that day in the past, and it is her birthday in the present.
Yes.
That's pretty crazy. Like sometimes, like Interstellar or whatever, you go to some other time frame, and it's like, a minute here is 30 years in the present, so we gotta do it quick.
Different timelines, yeah.
So it's not like Bonnie's like getting gray hair, like, oh my gosh, you know. Like, it'd be crazy if they went back and it's like, it's my birthday, I'm 70, I've been in 1994 for 50 years.
I know, that'd be so sad.
So they did a 1-to-1.
Yeah.
They wake up, these past travelers. They lost the connection. Kai's nose is bleeding. Kai couldn't kill himself in the prison world because it was his prison, but Bonnie probably can. By the way, he talks about killing himself. He says he drove down to D.C. From Virginia. Maybe he had the map upside down.
Yeah, he was lost.
But anyway, he was going to use a guillotine at a museum in D.C. What museum is that?
Also, by the way, I was in D.C. and Virginia today.
Did you drive up or down?
I drove down.
Nice.
And then I drove up on my way back.
Nice. They need to send Bonnie a message before she kills herself. Damon scribbled notes on an atlas. Okay, when was that?
Yeah, we didn't see that at all.
Did he do that way back when he was still trapped there, or did he do that on this voyage?
He did it before because he couldn't have touched it now.
Right.
And so he's like, we just need to like alert her to the notes that I have in this atlas.
Yeah, there's a little retconning. I smell a retcon.
Right, because it's like, well, if you had circled it before, why didn't you try it? Also, why didn't you tell her?
Right.
Why didn't you...
And why did you want that magic back then? To get out, I guess, obviously.
Yeah, or like, just in case we need more magic, because Bonnie had magic.
But he's just going to keep it to himself?
Yeah. It just seemed a little like suspicious.
All right, if you would, listeners, if you would buy a I Smell a Retcon shirt,
That's a good one.
Let me know.
Because then you can like apply it to other shows.
yeah, you know what? I'm texting myself right now.
I smell a retcon.
I smell.
I wonder if that exists. If it doesn't, you should make it for sure. People
It
would
probably
like it.
you probably like search it on Twitter and there's like 1,000 things of that. Okay,
That's you texting yourself.
that was me texting myself. The way I if you've seen the movie Memento, that guy tattooed himself with a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I text myself.
Right.
Also, I don't want anybody else when I think about you. I text myself.
That's a good one. How would you spell retcon? R-E-T-C-O-N.
Yeah. Did you put it in quotations?
Okay. All right. This is a phrase definitely that people have used,
No.
but is it a shirt? Is a question.
I think that is it a shirt should be a shirt also. Which that might already be a shirt. Right, she's looking at.
No, it's coming up with weird stuff.
No, really?
No, it doesn't. No, because it doesn't exist.
Great. Okay, no one steal it.
Yeah, don't steal this idea.
Okay.
Just buy it when we make it.
Yep. Okay, Kai is
You're
going
in
to
the clear.
focus all of his magic on Jeremy to send just Jeremy back. Magic might overwhelm Kai, and Jeremy would be stuck in 1994 forever.
Yeah, that's no good.
And he's like, at least he'll be there when she dies if it doesn't work. So they're setting up a really bleak scenario where he can't see, feel, touch, anything, whatever, and just watches Bonnie die.
Yeah.
And then he's just there, not being able to touch anything.
Right. And just like, oh, now I'm just watching her die and I can't even save her or anything.
That would stink.
And then he's stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then can he even die?
Right.
That's like some Stephen King The Jaunt type territory or Black Mirror or something.
Yeah, the stakes are going up and up.
All right. Stefan jokes that there's an M&M on the ground, like where the bear was buried. Caroline told this whole story. She put M&Ms by the thing. Well, we don't care.
Okay,
All
what
right.
about Stefan casually drinking from his flask this whole time while he's kind of like cheering on Caroline, a little bit making fun of her? I want to be Stefan in this scenario. I want to be like, yeah, I'll go with you, and then just be like,
Just fry her up.
I'm just gonna casually drink and watch you do the hard work.
I think it's a weird choice, to be honest, because he's on the Caroline at least be my friend campaign, possibly more. So why is he like negging her so hard?
Yeah, but he is so that she'll break and then she'll like actually have emotions instead of trying to like just press them down and be like, I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna like, because you know how she tried to buy all the flowers.
Yes, and I know that is a trope in this show and probably other shows, and then like it's a trope of old movies where a lady is hysterical and then a guy slaps her and it's like, oh, good. Thank you for slapping me, man. But is this a thing that would ever work in real life where you're like, oh, I'm so mad and sad and all this, and so someone being mean to you snaps you out of it?
I think it maybe just redirects your focus. I don't like, because then instead of thinking about the other thing, you're like, now I'm mad about this. So it might work in a certain way. But I just recently learned that hysterical comes from like hystr, like H-Y-S-T-R, like the beginning part. This prefix is like of the uterus, like
Yeah, like
so
a
like
hysterectomy.
So when people started using the word hysterical, they were talking about women just being crazy.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't use the word hysterical anymore.
No, I know that has the same root, but I always think it's weird currently when people are like, Yeah, she was hysterical, but also that is hysterically funny.
Right, like it's been used now in different ways
Yeah,
over
but,
time.
I mean-
but it's originally was like women were diagnosed as hysterical, as like that they were crazy
Yeah.
because men just were like, we don't want to believe you or give you any credit.
For sure. Yeah, I get that.
That's horrible.
It is, but it's still weirdly used.
Like, yeah, that was so hysterical. Like,
Yeah.
I was laughing, I was lolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been turned into a different usage.
Maybe the ladies took it back at a certain point.
Maybe.
Like, we're hysterical.
Now I just don't want to use that word anymore.
It's always rubbed me the wrong way because of the two meanings of it.
Yeah, that they like oppose each other.
Yeah, like I can't think of another thing similar, but
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're so emotional, you're hysterical. Like, relax.
could be funny sometimes. What were we talking about?
Pete.
Oh yeah,
don't know.
she's being hysterical.
That's what you said.
Oh yeah, and the slapping.
Yeah. I mean, he does bring her out of it, but he does. You can see him being like, okay, finally, she's like
He makes
feeling her feelings.
He makes her like push him and get it out. She hits him with a shovel and takes his flask, and then he knocks her down next to him. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's what he wanted.
Yeah, he wants her just to come to terms with like, hey, stuff is like really shitty right now.
Yeah,
Pug
I don't know.
snores.
the pug is snoring. It's another weird sea story. Like in a show of weird sea stories, it's a weird sea story.
Yeah.
Kai,
Sure are calling Caroline a lot of names tonight. I'm just kidding.
this friggin' sea story.
I'm just kidding. You just gave the same reaction as the guy Connor that we were watching on. Wait, what's the show? Love on the Spectrum. Every time someone says something to him, he's always so surprised. And you just made a very surprised face and it reminded me of him.
Yeah, I won't. That's a great show. Love on the Spectrum is a great show,
So good.
full of joy.
Such a beautiful show.
Kai is sweating doing magic. Damon and Bonnie had a death pact.
Right. We noticed.
Matt is cold without his coat. Sarah walks up. He's trying to get to Virginia via the campus bus.
Yeah, what? You goofball.
His buddy bailed on him. He has no phone or jacket. It's in his car. Mm-hmm. And she's going to buy him coffee and a bus ticket.
So nice.
Sounds like a good date to me. Damon finds the bourbon, the Brothers Bond.
Mm-hmm. The same same bottle that Bonnie is drinking in 1984.
And he's drinking it too, which again kind of messes with my time travel logistics. If she already drank it in 94, how does he have it? But
It's just
they
an
are
alternate.
parallel,
Yeah.
alternate.
Yeah, it's not a go back in the past, rewrite history moment. It's like these two
No,
things can
which-
happen.
I have that sort of thing on my mind lately.
Oh, yeah. I wonder why.
Okay. So he cheers, aka toasts. You know, on all these shows I work on, people are like, let's cheers. It's toasting.
Well, you cheers when you just say cheers.
But that's not cheersing, that's toasting.
Toasting, I thought, is when you give like a speech.
Cheersing isn't a thing. You can say cheers as you toast.
But you don't have to say more than that.
You can say
give
whatever
a
you want.
toast?
You can even go like this. Cheers.
Right, I would call that a cheers.
You can even do this.
That's called tapping a glass to a glass.
And that's a toast.
I feel like toasting, you have to give like a speech.
You can propose a toast.
Okay.
I don't think,
Cheersing is a thing?
no.
Okay.
Cheering.
You oppose cheersing?
You know what? I may be wrong because so many people do it that I see in my shows all the time.
Because I feel like cheersing, you just you cheers. You just cheers. But when you toast, you're like, I'd like to propose a toast. I want to say thank you for blah, 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 blah. Or, I'm going to propose a toast to the bride and the groom, and you give a whole thingy. And then at the end, you say cheers. So in that case, you would be toasting and cheersing. I don't like the word cheersing.
I don't think cheersing is a thing. I think there's a short toast and a long toast. And
it's all a toast.
And, yeah.
All right.
But hey, we're bringing up a lot of controversial topics that we would love to hear from straight to Ash's DMs.
Oh, yeah. My private DM.
You have to win her trust, become not private with her.
Yeah.
And go straight to her.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard to do.
Or the portable producer.
You haven't talked about it yet, have you?
I think I did last episode. I'm the
I guess I don't remember last episode.
I'm the portable producer.
Portable.
I am very portable.
Not potable, like you can drink you.
No. I am the portable producer on Instagram. It's a new account. Forgive my follower count.
Yeah, because it's new.
But
you can build up the followers.
Yeah, you can follow me on there. I'll do some posts over there.
But yeah,
and you can be like, cheersing is a thing, and I do it all the time.
Why does it have to sound like that?
Hey, I'm also cheersing, man.
Thank you.
And hi ho, I am cheersing as well. And we need to cheers. Anyone of any stripe.
Those are all pretty solid.
Anyone can come over here. Also, if you want to submit that to like a voiceover type
or just hire you.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Ash, I feel like you're
hired.
You're hired. That'd be a good one too.
All right, what else? How much of this episode is left?
I don't know. We still have so much episode to talk about. This is a long boy. This is a bonus.
All right. We're going to keep trudging forward.
Bonnie.
I don't know.
Okay, they're cheersing.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay, Elena is in her feelings about, is Kai right about me? By turning into a vampire, did I change? Damon says, don't let Kai get in your head. They're all like, would I be with you if I was a human? No, we wouldn't be together. You chose Stefan. You died. Then Damon was back in the picture. Right.
Which Elena's like learning this stuff about herself because she erased her memories. But we forgot to mention in the beginning of the episode, or you forgot to mention, that they were making out.
If you rewind tape, they talk about their kiss. Then they smooch some more.
Okay, but that's different than just smooching. They were like really making out.
Okay, I mean, I was just listening to the tape of what actually happened earlier. And Elena is then trapped in this room. Mm-hmm. Elena and Damon are now trapped in this room.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Jeremy is back in 1994, finds the atlas, and can touch it. And he flips it onto the floor by accident because Kai gets stabbed, and it brings them back to 2000. And Liv has stabbed Kai.
I know, Liv is effing it up.
And then
why do you have to kill Kai in this very moment?
Then she flips Jeremy up in the air.
It's like, Liv, you could have just chilled 1 single second. Kai is actually helping them.
Kai is doing a bit of the aforementioned Matthew Lillard laugh with the blood in his teeth. Mm-hmm. Remember that's a Scream thing?
Yeah.
He's like, that was harsh. Liv is mad. She magics at him. He magics a fork into her neck. He wants to burn her up. Just kill me, Kai. You already killed my best friend, someone says. Kai can't do it. Liv
says that.
Have put Elena and Damon in that room, I surmised. Mm-hmm. Kai is conflicted. Liv throws the fork back at him. Jeremy throws a knife at Liv. A lot of cutlery going on.
Yeah.
Jeremy,
but no one is like getting hurt to the point where they're like fatal.
Jeremy tells Kai to send him back, but Kai is too hurt, but Kai has the ascendant. Mm-hmm. Bonnie has drank so much of this whiskey that she would be barfing.
Yeah, that's not believable. She has just like a sip left, and she's just acting totally regular.
She's very sad, though. It's time to cut herself off, and she breaks the bottle.
But what if she has built up her tolerance over every day?
That'd be tight.
She's like, I can just drink bottles of whiskey now.
Caroline got catharsis from fighting Stefan.
Mm-hmm.
His plan worked.
Yay.
Let's go home. But then they see an ear, a bear ear.
It's teddy bear ear.
They see a bear ear.
B-E-A-R. E-A-R. Wow. Barrier.
There was a barrier in their relationship. And then they found a bear ear, and the barrier came down.
Yeah. Oh, God.
All right, Caroline rips the head off of the bear by accident and cries and laughs. They hug and she cries some more.
She's letting her emotions out, just like you wanted.
Liv is looking for Kai. Damon and Elena are upstairs. He kicks the brick chimney and throws the whiskey down into the fireplace and burns Liv.
Yeah, she like explodes backwards a little bit.
And since she's hurt, they can escape the room.
Yeah.
Bonnie is going to use the car in the garage method.
Mm-hmm.
Trigger
yourself.
Trigger warning.
Yeah.
She turns on Damon's blue car and waits. Jeremy is right there. He can't touch her. And she begins a video on the handy cam. Tell everyone, I'm sorry, I tried. She's like, I don't know who would ever see this video. Who would come here?
Yeah, but she feels like she needs to like say something.
She is tired of being alone. She misses Jeremy and says, Jeremy, you need to live your life with no regrets. Potentially go to art school.
Go to art school.
Don't give up. But then she remembers that Grams, who sent them there, said to stay strong. And she starts coughing. She's not going to die. She's going to stay strong. And then somehow Jeremy is able to push the garage door button.
Like right through his will.
Yes.
He like kept pressing it. He's pressing it, and then like he just wills himself to be able to make it work.
Yeah, which I'm sure we'll get a full follow-up. Or not.
So then, is this, maybe it's a scene later, but then the garage door goes up, and then she like looks up and sees like a Jeremy face in like the sunshine, kind of like
Oh, I didn't see that.
angelic looking.
I was typing. I didn't
And
see that.
she looks up at him and she can kind of like see his face.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't see it, but do you think she really sees him, or she's just like, something's in my eyes?
I think she definitely saw him for real.
Cool.
All right. Let's see. Damon and Elena run in. Kai's all beat up. Damon feeds him vampire blood.
Which is crazy that now they're going to save Kai.
Mm-hmm. Jeremy wakes up. He's okay. Bonnie is going to be okay also. Elena's cleaning up glass and party stuff with Jeremy. He gets why she would want to... why Bonnie would want to end it trapped and alone. He feels trapped too. Trapped by not doing art. She says it's okay to move on. Bonnie decided to save herself. Bonnie wants Jeremy to do the same. Go to art school. Liv wakes up. Ty is there. He woke up on the floor with no pillow.
Mm-hmm. He was like, that's the last straw.
He went in. And
No
found her,
pillow, I'm out.
convinced Elena to give Liv blood. But he never wants to see her again. So I'm saved you, but now I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
He's mad and would have done anything for her, but she chose death over him.
Right. She did.
And he leaves. Matt meets back up with Enzo. Enzo wanted to see who the last Salvatore is. She's pure. But Enzo isn't going to compel her to be bad. No, he's going to make her do things she never dreamt of doing until she begs to make her a vampire. He's talking a big game here.
I know. Doesn't it seem random? Like, especially because he should be on Team Damon. Mm-hmm. And don't you think the best thing for Damon would be, like, to just know that she's alive? Like, if you were truly Damon's friend, you'd be like, oh my gosh, she's alive. She's good at taking pictures of leaves. She helps this guy. I'm going to go tell Damon, you know what? She's alive. Here's my proof. She's doing well. You don't need to feel bad about yourself. But no, he's going to spite Stefan by ruining her life. And therefore, that also is not good for Damon.
No, but doesn't he have salt for Damon? Because Damon burned him up and stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like he's sort of understood that over time. But yeah, I mean, he still has salt for Damon, but not like he does for Stefan.
I think he has, as much as he talks about he wants to do this at Stefan, he just does not like these Salvatores, period. So let me punish both of these Salvatore bros with this other new Salvatore.
Salvatore v. Salvatore.
Yes. Stefan is wrong about being able to protect her.
Caroline?
No, Sarah.
Oh, Sarah. Oh, I thought.
Even at Duke, she's not safe.
Right.
A lot of Duke imagery lately.
Media, yeah.
March Madness,
The White Lotus.
The White Lotus, and this very old show.
And our podcast.
Yes.
Because we've mentioned the show. And this. And all the things.
There we go. Damon talks to Elena about Jeremy going to art school. Damon says his portfolio isn't great. He says it looks like a bunch of Napoleon Dynamite drawings. And that he did friggin' 3 hours of shading on her upper lip.
Right.
Elena also needs to move on with her life, made mistakes. But being with Damon wasn't one of them. A lark compelled away for her love for him, which was her choice.
Right.
Yes, she loves Stefan too. She always finds her way back to Damon, though. Mm-hmm. Damon, I mean, she doesn't care about her memories or vampire or not, or human her, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They smooch now, again.
Mm-hmm.
And I said these two love the passionate kiss.
Mm-hmm.
They were probably still dating IRL.
No, they weren't.
Not at this point?
No.
Then you know they both were like, we're not dating anymore, but cake and eat it too.
Yeah, when I watched this episode specifically, because this is like their most passionate kiss in a while, I thought about that and I was like, oh, I wonder if that was awkward.
They get in the bed. Jeremy is looking at the trashed art school application. It wasn't shredded.
No.
And he didn't print a new one.
No, he just said, I'm going to send in this wrinkly application.
I mean, to be fair, if you're going to art school, you could be like, that was a piece. Like, does this matter to me? You know?
Oh my gosh.
Everything can be art.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that, but that would be lame.
Stefan gives, there's like sort of montage-y, music-y stuff going on. Stefan gives whiskey to Caroline. Elena and Damon are in the bed. Bonnie is drinking water.
Yay.
Sees the atlas with the notes. Damon, you're a genius. She gets in the car and drives off. Usually it's sort of a downer note that these episodes end on, but this is more hopeful.
It is.
How many fangs would you give it?
1.8.
All right. What was my major beefs with it? The C story.
I didn't mind it, though. I think it was better than Sheriff Forbes' C story. Literally.
I'm going to go 1.77. And that 7 got dupe detected.
All right.
1.77777
Infinity.
repeating with dupe detection.
Yeah, repeating. What about when we say the ratings? Do you ever imagine what the fangs look like? Like if you were to animate them, it'd be like one full fang and then one that's like a little shorter.
Never have, but I will from now on.
Okay, I like thinking about it like that. You're like,
Yeah.
you got one full fang and one that's like.
I would use that one full fang to open my soup
Oranges.
cans. Ash, the aforementioned merch of a snoring pug could be found at https:// just in case you gotta type all this in www.
Truly tell me the last time you typed that in.
Today.
No way.
tpublic.com/user/high dive.
All right. If you really typed in the full URL like that, that's a big ick for me.
I actually do it every time.
Ew.
If you like the Vampire Diaries or you are a young adult, you should check out my young adult book series, The Happenstances, at tinyurl.com/thehappenstances.
Thank you. Yes, you should.
We're going old school plugs tonight.
I love it.
The horror anthology, Horror from the High Dive, at tinyurl.com/H from the HD.
The Portable Producer on Instagram
Yes.
and Threads.
I am on Threads. I have 2 followers, I believe. And I've done 2 threads, and they're both bangers.
Oh, good. I don't have Threads, so I don't even know what you did.
And you never will. And here's the most important thing, and I'm sure so many people have done this. If you love this show, go to ratethispodcast.com/Vampedi and follow the instructions.
Oh, spooky.
Are we done here? This was a bonus. This was a jumbo.
How long was it?
Well, I'm going to keep talking as it's an hour, 11 minutes, 44 seconds, 45 seconds, 46
All right,
seconds.
well, you know what? We were a little late on putting it out, so you get a little extra content. So you're welcome.
Also me. And this is also extra.